So this is SD Lab project group number 2 um, from fifth sem, and our project title is inventory management. These are my team members, Parth, Naman, and Pragati, and I am Sagar. So this is our PPT that we have prepared to give a brief explanation of the project that we have made. So I request Pragati to begin with the presentation. Just a second, I'll present. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I request Pragati to start with the presentation.
So our topic is inventory management system. So as we all of us know, inventory management is not so easy by usual means of manual traditional techniques. So to make this process easy, a software with many functionalities can be developed. Now let us look at the introduction of what exactly inventory management is. In simple terms, inventory management is a set of all those processes which you utilize to oversee and organize your goods or materials in your facility. A component of supply chain management, inventory management supervises the flow of goods from manufacturer to warehouses and from these facilities to point of sale. So let us look at some of the requirements, that is functional and non-functional requirements. Functional requirements, user login. A registered user can log into the system by providing his username and password. After successful login, the home page is shown where the user can access different functionalities. Adding product. Here, a valid user of the system can add a new product by entering various details of the product. View product. Here the system can view the existing product and delete the product means the user of the system can remove an existing product in cases like product expiry. Searching of the product is also given by the system by providing product name. There are some non-functional requirements such as minimal system requirements, that is 1 GB RAM, 1.8 gigahertz or better processor. Operating system can be Linux or Windows 7. Performance, here the system should remain accessible 24 into 7. Design constraints. The system should be developed as an offline application using Python programming language. The application should use MySQL database. Now,
Pragati, we have changed it's SQLite 3 now. I forgot to mention that.
what is
Since
that?
it's a small application, we are not using MySQL. We are using
Okay.
SQLite 3 database.
SQL 3.
SQLite 3.
Okay, SQLite 3.
Yeah.
So that point I'll just say again.
Yeah. So just to mention that.
Okay, so the application used is MySQLite database.
Parth, you can. Yeah. Right. First, we have the different artifacts that we have used in our project. The first one is ER diagram. The ER diagram is pretty simple as we have only two entities. One entity is the shopkeeper, and the shopkeeper has two attributes, namely username and password. Now both are made as his primary keys because the thing is we can have two users with the same name, but we have made the system such that if we tell them to keep their password different, then they can have unique IDs of their own and they can log in. Then we have a product entity. Basically, a product entity has four attributes: the name and brand, which form the primary key, and the quantity in which we enter, and the product price per unit of the product. Now we can see few relations which exist between the shopkeeper and the product. Basically, the shopkeeper can add products. So we have a relation shopkeeper adds product, and a single shopkeeper can add n products. That's why the cardinality is mentioned as one is one and on the left and n on the right. We also have a relation. shopkeeper deletes product. Again, the cardinality is same, 1 and n, because a single shopkeeper can delete n products. And we also have another relation between them, that is the shopkeeper searches for a product. Now this is a functionality which we have included in our program. The shopkeeper can search for a product by its name, or even by the brand for that matter. Even here the cardinality is 1 is to n, because the single shopkeeper can search for n products. Next we have sequence diagram, and I want Parth to explain the sequence diagram.
So I'll be explaining about the sequence diagram. So the sequence diagram basically tells us the flow of what our software does. So basically, when the shop owner is on his or her laptop, if she or he opens the software, there is an user interface in between the shop owner and the database. So initially, the user interface will ask the shop owner to log in. After logging in, like the user interface will verify the credentials from the database. If these credentials are valid, then the user interface will display the menu to the shop owner. Else, if the credentials are invalid, then the user interface will ask the shop owner to enter the credentials again. So if the credentials are perfect and the shop owner is has logged in into the software, then a menu is displayed. This menu consists of three uh, functionalities, that is add product, delete product, and search for a product. So when the shop owner clicks on add product, the user interface will ask the owner to add details. So now the shop owner will add the details, and these details are sent to the database, and the database responses by the adding the product, and a message is displayed on the screen that the product is added. Suppose if the details are not sufficient, the user interface displays a message on the screen that the details are not sufficient. The second functionality is search product. Similarly, like in the previous case, here also the user interface asks the owner to add details. Similarly, details are added, and if these details are presented to the database, then a message is displayed on the screen that the product is found. Else, if the details are not present, then the product is not found is displayed on the screen. The third functionality is delete product. Here also, the user interface asks the owner to add details, and after the details are added, the uh, details which are added by the owner are searched into the database. If they are found, then they are deleted by the software, and a message is displayed on the screen that the product is deleted. Similarly, if the details added by the owner are not present into the database, then a message is displayed on the screen that the product is not found, and hence the product can't be deleted. At last, the owner has the option of logging out of the system. Once he clicks on the logout button, he or she may be logged out of the software.
Now next is the use case diagram, and I call Naman to explain the use case diagram.
Thanks, Sagar. Good morning. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're perfectly audible.
Yeah, I hope there's no disturbance.
No, no.
Okay, so a use case diagram at its simplest is a representation of a user interaction with a system that allows the
Slow,
relationship
slow,
between the
just a
user.
bit slow.
Okay. A use case diagram at its simplest is a representation of a user's interaction with the system that shows the relationship between the user and the different use cases. Coming to our use case diagram, uh, it's about the inventory management system. So the use cases are login, add items, view items, delete items, and log out. And the here we have a shopkeeper. So basically, the shopkeeper interacts with this use cases. So I'll be telling you about each use cases and their functionality. Coming to the login. So this use case allows the shopkeeper to log in into its portal if it's authenticated. That is, if he enters its proper username and password. So basically, the shopkeeper first enters the username and password and clicks onto the login button. If the username and password are correct, so he'll be directed to the home page. Okay, so that's all about the login use case. Coming to the add item use case, the add item use case has a precondition that the shopkeeper should be logged in into its home page. So basically, the add item use case enables the shopkeeper to add items and mention their details. So basically, the shopkeeper has to input the details and just click on the add button. So if the item is added, the message shows up, or there's an error. So coming to the view items use case, this has same precondition as the add items. That is, the shopkeeper must be logged in. So here the shopkeeper has to enter the details of the item, and it also has a precondition that the item should be present in the database, which he has already added. So basically, he adds the he gives the input as the details of the items, and when it enters the button, view button, so the details of that particular item fetches from the database, and he can see it on the screen. So that's all about the view items. Next, we have the delete items. Delete items, it has the same precondition as the all the add items and all. The shopkeeper should be logged in basically. So when the shopkeeper lists the item he wants to delete in the input box, so basically that item gets deleted. And log out, as the name suggests, the by using this use case, the shopkeeper can log out from the its portal and come back to the main screen, that is the login screen. So that was all about the use case. Now I call Sagar to take over the presentation.
So first we'll show the demo of the project. I'll just open it. Just a second. So this is the source code, and here are all the various methods and the form creation and all that we have used. I'll show a quick execution of it with a few different cases. So initially when I run it, it will show up this screen. It's the first screen that we have implemented. Here we click on file and we click on account. It shows the login page. So first I'll show the invalid login use case. Now here we have made an entry in the database saying that with a username of admin all in lowercase and with password also as admin, everything in lowercase again, we can log into the system. But now I'll just enter some random. I'll enter just my name as username and my name as the password or any other password for that matter. And I click on login. It says invalid username or password. So here we are showing that we are performing user valid the credentials. We are checking whether the credentials are valid or not. Now I'll show the valid login use case. The valid username is admin, so is the password. I'll type in both and click on login. We see that now we have logged in successfully, and here the thing has changed. So we get two things, yeah, account and inventory. I'll come to account later when I log out, not now. Now we go to the inventory and there are two options, add new and view. First I'll show view, like we already have entered some data into the database and they are shown over here. So when I click on view, we get this particular window where it shows the different products that are already present in our database. So here it's a table kind of a view. So this is a one product, and similarly we have added some products just for demonstrating. Now say I want to search for a particular product. For example, now this Dell XPS 15, it's present in my database. I can just type in Dell and click on search. It will show me the only product by the name Dell which is present over here. uh, a point to note is that you need not always type in the brand name or anything like that. Now for example, the Dell XPS 15, now the Dell XPS 15, I can just type in XPS as well. So when I click on search, it is showing up Dell XPS 15. So first I showed the thing with Dell, but it's not always necessary that you enter the brand name or the first name of the product or anything like that. Just any name in the product which you remember, you can enter. Now one may think that we can see all the products over here. Then what's the use of this search product? Now I want to make it clear that we can see all the products here because there are only so many products. In the future we may add even hundreds or thousands of products. That time we get a scroll bar over here, and scrolling through each and every product to search the product which you want is not a good idea. That's why we have added this search functionality. It might appear a bit redundant right now because we're seeing all the products over here, but as I just said, when the list grows to about not even 100 are required, like I guess some, if we add 25 to 30 also, we'll start getting a scroll bar over here, and that's when the search functionality will come into picture. So that's about search functionality. Now I'll show a deletion operation. So basically I'll select this Fantech keyboard over here. First I'll not just a second, I'll reset the thing. First I'll not select anything. So these are the products that I have. To delete, I must first select a product in this particular table. I'll not select anything and I'll just click on delete. So it shows an error in the background over here. But when I select this demo product, or for that matter this Fantech keyboard product, and click on delete, it will ask me whether I am are you sure you want to delete this record. Then I say yes, I am sure. If I say no, it will not be deleted. But next time I'll go ahead and I'll say yes, and now we can see that the product has been deleted. So this was about the search feature, the delete feature, and the view products feature. Now I'll just close this window. I'll go to the inventory, and now I'll add a new product. Before adding, just once again we look at what all products we have in our database. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 products. So now when I add a new product, it will be the sixth one. So I'll just go over here, add a new product. The product name is let's say uh, um, product quantity, let's say just 2, and the price I don't know exactly, but it's quite high. Let's just assume that it's about 75,000, and I'll say save. So the product has been added. Now to verify that it has been added, I'll just go to view. You can see here that this particular product, NVIDIA RTX 2080, which I just added, product quantity of 2 and product price of 75,000, has been added in our database, and it's being shown here in view products. So that's all about our project, and I can close that window, and to log out I just come over here, say log out. It will again ask me if you are you sure you want to log out. I click no, I go back over here, and I can again do the same thing of the inventory, or else finally I choose to log out, and I'll say yes, so it logs me out. And now we can come here again. If we click on account, it will show this login window. I'll just close it, and when we say exit, it will say exit. That's all about our project. I hope even though it's quite simple, it has some functionalities, and we can make good use of it. So to conclude, I'd like to call okay, Pragati, please can you conclude?
Yes. So from our project, we can conclude. Okay, sorry, just a minute. So from our project, we can conclude that this is a simple yet effective GUI which will create a good impact on the visitors. From our side, we have implemented and gained knowledge about Python, MySQLite, and many more elements. Thank you.
Thank you, people. That's all about our project. Uh, this is project group 2 SD Lab 5th sem. Thank you.